Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the CBL X's and O's podcast for season 2023. Got Beck McIntyre from the Horsham Hornets joining me again as we sit down and preview what will be round 8 in the Southwest Conference. And a lot of games to be played this weekend, Beck. I think there's about 10 all up. There's about 8 in the men and 2 in the women, so a little bit light in the women, but should be some exciting basketball to be played.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely going to get through another chunk of the season. So lots of men's games and yeah, kind of panning out to not having very many left for the year.
That's it. Now let's have a look at the men, and we'll start Saturday, which is an afternoon game in Ararat. They're hosting their neighbouring arch rivals in Horsham. This is going to be a pretty good game, this one.
Yeah, look, I think we will head down the highway and be looking to obviously come home with the win. But, Ararat are playing good basketball. So we've also proven that we don't normally like to start so much in the first half. So when we kind of get our four quarters together, I'll be looking forward to seeing what they can do because they are definitely a force to be reckoned with when they play their brand of basketball and put it together for four quarters. But look, I mean, I think we'll have Aussie, Mitch, Cody all looking to, get their 20 plus points on the board, which is becoming a consistent for those three. And, good opportunity for some of our kids to get up and get some more minutes into them as well. So probably should carry a good crowd too, with only an hour drive up the road. I think lots of Hornet supporters will get down there and support as well.
Hamilton are welcoming Terang into the Hamilton Indoor and Sports and Aquatics Centre, which this is going to be a really good battle. Hamilton currently sitting on the bottom of the ladder, but this is a chance for them to rack up another win.
Yeah, look, and I mean, I've seen Hamilton play in the last few weeks, and I think they're totally capable of getting up there and being really competitive. As we've talked about with Terang, they're always super hard to beat. So yeah, if Hamilton can get a few more legs on the floor and hopefully be able to put together that kind of tough brand of basketball that they do play, I think that potentially there's no reason why they couldn't get over the line.
And Portland hosts Colac. So Colac on the road again for another road trip this weekend in the men, and they've got a tough assignment in Portland, who are obviously the informed team currently.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, they'd be up and about, I'd imagine, after putting our boys off that undefeated line. So yeah, time will tell to see if Coach Annette can back it up. I'm interested to see if he's going to put the boots on again and go back out there, and he's set the standard now. So 5 3-pointers is what we know he can do. So I think that's really the expectation, I'd say, for every game that he gets out there and plays. So yeah, I think that I reckon Portland will run over Colac and be the victors in the end. But yeah, be interesting to see if we've got some consistent form coming out of Portland.
I reckon he might just put the high tops away and let them collect some dust, and then the next time they're scheduled against Horsham, just dust them off, bring them out, and cause the Hornets some headaches.
Absolutely. It definitely seems that way.
Warrnambool are hosting Mount Gambier, which is 3rd versus 5th. Now, this is going to be pretty much our game of the round. It's a cracker game. Mount Gambier have got the 4 wins. Warrnambool have got the 3. This is going to be a really good one.
Yeah, and as we've talked about it, it's always interesting with Mount Gambier because it just depends on who travels. Warrnambool is a little bit of a hike from Mount Gambier. So, let's see who they bring. If they're going to put together the players that we know they have on the floor and everyone is available, then Mount Gambier are going to be one of the top teams and absolutely very hard to beat. But after watching Warrnambool play yesterday, on the weekend, they were really good, and they've got a lot to improve on, I think, too, as well. So where they can go, I think, this is a vital game for them. If they can get this one under their belt, then they're looking to sneak that 4th spot, and potentially, a finals berth is on the line for them, really.
And then on Sunday, Terang get to host Colac at home. This is going to be a really good battle between 2 teams that are towards the bottom end of the ladder, and Colac might be able to get another victory.
Yeah, look, and I think it's about pride too at this point, isn't it? When you get that chance to be competitive and you want to be able to get over the line and get a win, it makes a big difference for everyone. It makes a big difference for the crowd. So, I think Colac will be looking to try and get back up after their big weekend as well, coming off that loss. So, they'll definitely all have a crack, but I think it'll be a really good game.
It's an exciting weekend in Terang because these are two really winnable games for them, which could put them from a 2-5 record to a 4-5 record, and that will put them back in touch with the top four, having played their eight to 9 games.
Yeah, and as we've talked about, availability makes a big key thing in CBL. So, if people aren't available and the depth isn't quite there, then, people can get upsets, and it is close. It's going to be close. I think the top two will end up sorting themselves out in the men, I reckon, with Portland and Horsham. But I think after that, it's anyone's spots are there to take.
And then Warrnambool are hosting Ararat on Sunday, in which is going to be a cracker game once they back up from Saturday night. Hopefully they've got the legs to continue and potentially run over the top of Ararat.
Yeah, and Warrnambool are going to have double home games, so they're always fun when you can have them. I think, you get a lot of support, you get a lot of people around you, and, you always like to play on your home court. So they could potentially be coming off a weekend with, 2 wins, which will get them really up and about and absolutely sitting nicely for finals contention.
And as you mentioned earlier, Mount Gambier travelling this weekend. They take on Hamilton on Sunday, and this is a weekend where Hamilton could potentially get 2 wins, depending on who Mount Gambier travel and how they go, obviously, Saturday night against Terang. This is
Yeah.
Hamilton's opportunity to walk out 2-0 this weekend.
And how big would that be, I think, for them? Like, that would be absolutely massive. So I think that they've potentially already overexceeded their expectations for being back in the conference for the first year. So anything after this, I reckon, is a bonus. But, if they can get out and, end up with 3 or 4 wins for the season, that's a massive success for them to be back on the floor.
And then we'll change our focus across to the women's conference. And Saturday night, Portland are hosting Colac. This is going to be an interesting game. Colac sitting down the bottom got their first win of the week of the competition last weekend, and they're facing Portland, who have got a bit of form at the moment.
Yeah, they definitely do. And, depending on who's available for them again as well, I think that they will end up coming over the line and being victors. But, Colac have got lots of reasons to be up and about. So, let's see how this pans out. But yeah, interesting to see. But I think Portland will end up getting over the line there.
Should mention, it was interesting to see last weekend that Colac travelled with about 12 players to the SA road trip. So it shows that the young cookers have got a little bit of a commitment, and if they keep rocking up with a full squad, they're going to steal some victories.
Yeah, and look, every time they hit the floor, those junior girls, because they haven't had a women's team for a few years, it's their basketball improves every time. So the more minutes that they get under their belt, then the more they're setting themselves up for next year, the year after that. And there's a lot to like about the Colac team. I mean, they really, really get up and in, and they play very good defense, which is what I absolutely love. And I think that, they continue to be able to put that out there for 40 minutes because they are young. So fatigue doesn't really seem to impact them that much because they're young and fit and they run all day. So, coming up against an undermanned squad, potentially on a Sunday game or even a Saturday game, but especially those Sunday games that will come over the season, I think they're definitely going to get some wins.
And then similar to the men, Warrnambool will take on Mount Gambier in what will be game of the round in the women. First versus fourth. Mount Gambier really want to get out of the arc with a win to give them a 3-2 record, which would put them on par with Warrnambool. But again, Warrnambool might be too strong here.
Yeah, look, I mean, Warrnambool can shoot like there's no tomorrow. So, the benefit of having kids that are playing in big Vs as well as, your extended seniors that are, 18, 19 in their early 20s, the fact they're playing basketball year round really makes them dynamite on their accuracy. So, I think in the women's program, if you've got women that aren't playing in domestic and other things because it just isn't available, then that does impact their quality in their shooting. So, Warrnambool have always shot well, and, Mount Gambier is similar. They've got the NBL 1 team in the off season. They're probably all training with both teams. So, this could end up being a tale of who can shoot best from the 3-point line. But yeah, I'm going to go with Warrnambool. I think they'll get over the line here. And yeah, I think Mount Gambier are still very capable and could easily, come out and win. But it is going to be a vital game. I think every game from now on into the women's side of this draw is going to make a difference.
That's it. Every game is going to matter in the women's. It's going to define the ladder. And as you can see, you guys dropped pretty significantly with just 2 losses over a weekend. So, every game is going to matter moving forward for the women. But for now, that's our round 8 preview in the Southwest. Exciting games of basketball this weekend. Looking forward to seeing our fans and our spectators in the stands supporting our associations. And we'll jump on a call next week, Beck, to review what is round 8. But it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with only, 4 weeks kind of left, and then come January, there's only a few games. So yeah, it's exciting times ahead, and, lots to look forward to see where we're going to end up.
Good luck to teams this weekend in what will be round 8 in the Southwest Conference.